Hello and welcome to Wellbeing Café. Thank you so much for joining for day 21 and week 3 of our month-long Learn Challenge. Today's practice will be a recovery class focused on the legs, hips, and back. For today's class, you may want to have 2 blocks, a strap, and a blanket or pillow, but know that if you do not have any of these props, that is also perfectly okay. We'll go ahead and get started. Find a comfortable seat and a nice tall spine. Gently close down the eyes. Allow your energy to settle as we begin. Deepen the breath and allow it to calm your body and mind. I invite the theme of presence here to simply be in this moment with no worries. See if you can detach your mind from anything that has happened today or anything that will happen. We'll take 3 deep belly breaths together. Inhale deeply, fill up completely all the way to the feet. And exhale all of the air out of your body. Deep inhale into the soles of the feet. Fill all the way up to the top of the head. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, fill up the entire body. And take in one more breath at the top. Exhale completely. Gently open up the eyes if you had them closed, and we'll make our way all the way down to the belly. Set your forehead on the tops of your hands here, and shift the hips from side to side. Find a static pose, and as you're ready, bend through the right knee, open up the right hip, send the right knee out to the side. An option here to place a blanket underneath your right knee if you feel any discomfort in the kneecap. Lower your forehead down to the mat and settle in here. Breathe into your right hip, the inner thigh. Allow this to be a relaxing pose. In this class, there is no need to reach an edge or to seek for intensity. Simply allow these poses to feel good in your body. Deep inhale and exhale. Slowly straighten out your right leg and send it to the back of your mat. Shift the hips side to side to release tension. Then find a static pose. This time bend through the left knee. Open up the left hip. If it felt good to have some cushioning under your knee on the right side, go ahead and place a blanket under your left knee. Notice how this hip may feel different. For me, the left hip is personally always more tight. But notice in your body where you feel the sensation and the quality of the sensation in your body. Is it more intense, or is it more relaxing, more open? Simply notice the differences. Deep inhale and exhale. Slowly return the left leg out long. Bring the forehead to the tops of the hands and shift the hips from side to side. Find a static pose and gently engage through the glutes and the back line of the body and lift up to your extent of Sphinx Pose. It is perfectly alright if your elbows are out at an angle, but if you feel like there's more space open in your body, bring the elbows underneath the shoulders, always checking in with how your back feels here, and making adjustments if needed. If it ever gets too intense, and especially if it gets painful, please lower out of the pose and shift the hips from side to side. As you're setting up your Sphinx Pose here, notice if you'd like to bring the feet wider apart or to keep them closer together. If you bring the feet wider apart, this may release some tension in the lower back. If your elbows are underneath your shoulders here, see if you can pull the forearms back as you press the chest forward and find an opening in the upper back. Bring gentle engagement to the glutes and quads to protect the lower back here. The gaze can go slightly in front of the place where the mat and the floor meet. Breathe here. Feel an opening in the chest, a similar opening as to when we do cactus arms or the cow motion during our cat-cows. Stay here, or an option to lift up into seal if your back feels safe. To come into seal, press the hands into the ground, inhale. Exhale, gently lift the elbows. They can be at any extent here. They can be bent down or to a relative straight posture. With a micro bend in the elbows, we never want to hyperextend here. Deep inhale. And exhale. If you are in seal, lower the elbows back towards the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lower down all the way to the belly. The forehead comes to the tops of the hands. Shift the hips from side to side. And in any way that you'd like, make your way onto your back, maybe rolling over one shoulder to arrive. If you have a strap, you may want to bring it closer within arm's reach. Bring the soles of the feet on the ground. Readjust on your back so that you're comfortable. Hug the right knee into the chest. Rock the knee side to side so you feel a gentle opening in the right hip. Find a static pose. Hug the right knee into the chest, flex through the right toes, and bring the right ankle to the top of the left thigh. If this already feels good and you're getting a nice stretch in the right glute, then go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, to increase the intensity, you can interlace the hands behind the thigh and pull the legs closer to the chest. Flex through the left toes to add more resistance here, to increase the intensity as well. You can bring a strap around your foot and pull it even closer in. This can allow for more relaxation in the arms as they just rest on the ground. Breathe into the tight spaces in your body. You may feel this pose in the right glute muscle, the right piriformis, the lower back. Allow your mind to go inward and notice where you feel this posture. Deep inhale and exhale. If you have your knees close to your chest, release the legs. Allow the left foot to touch the ground. Once you arrive, place your hands on the ground shift your hips slightly to the right, and then allow the right foot to come towards the ground as it falls over to the left side. If this feels good in your body, you can stay here, ensuring that both shoulders touch the ground in a form of supine twist. Or if you'd like to come into more of a twisting posture and less of a glute opener, you can bring both knees together as you open up. The gaze can either go towards the ceiling or towards the right hand. Just notice what feels most comfortable in your neck here. If you notice here that it's hard to keep both shoulders on the ground and to have both knees on the ground at the same time, then shift the shoulders over, and if you do have a block on you, you can place that block underneath your knees for additional support. And if you'd like to, you can try out both of these variations in your body, either with right foot on the ground and knee towards the ceiling, or both knees together. Deep inhale, exhale. Slowly bring the legs back towards center. Bring both soles of the feet on the ground. Shift the hips back to center as well. And windshield wiper the legs side to side. Allow this to feel good in your body, maybe taking some pauses in the spots that feel tight. Once you feel evened out, return to center. This time, hug the left knee into the chest. Find a gentle rocking motion with the left knee side to side. Find a static pose. Flex through the left toes and bring the left ankle to the top of the right knee. Just as on the other side, if this feels good in your body, you can stay here. Otherwise, to increase the intensity, interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, pull the legs closer to the chest. Or if it felt good to use your strap on the first side, you can bring it in here as well, looping it over the right foot, the right sole of the foot, and pulling the legs closer in, always checking in with how your knees feel, how your ankles feel. The glutes are another part of the body that tend to get very tight for a lot of us, especially those of us who sit in chairs often or drive often. And we tend to notice our asymmetries a little more here, with the left glute, for me at least, being more tight than the right. So allow yourself to get comfortable in this pose. No need to force both sides to look the same. Honor the asymmetries in your body. And meet yourself where you're at. And even within your two sides, meet both of those sides exactly where they're at today, with no judgment here. Send your breath to your left glute. And then allow it to release. Deep inhale and exhale. Wherever you are, slowly release your right foot to the ground. Bring your hands to the ground as well and shift your hips slightly to the left. Slowly lower your left foot towards the ground. If this variation feels good in your body, then go ahead and stay here. Otherwise, if you'd like to have more of a twisting posture and less of a glute opener, then bring the left knee on top of the right. Shift through the shoulders so that both can touch the ground. Inhale deeply and exhale. Slowly return to center and bring both soles of the feet to the ground. Readjust your glutes so that you are centered on your mat. And windshield wiper the legs side to side. Breathing into parts of the body that feel stiff or sore. allowing for release and gentle opening. Return to a static pose as you're ready. Then hug both knees into the chest, rock side to side. For our next pose, we have two options here. If you do not have a strap, just go ahead and bring both feet towards the ceiling and hands by the sides for legs up the wall. You can also sit up against a wall and have your legs rest on it for additional support. It can be pretty relaxing. And if you do have a strap, an option to loop your strap around both feet, to flex through both toes. Gentle bend in the knees as you pull the strap downward, giving yourself a little more resistance. Maybe you feel an opening in the calves and the hamstrings here. Allow this to be gentle and a little amount of effort. Seeking for more of a relaxing pose rather than an intense one. In either of these variations, with or without the strap, there are benefits of having the blood in your body come more towards the upper half rather than staying in the bottom half. This can be very nice after a long day on your feet to switch up the usual posture. Deep inhale and exhale. If you have a strap, gently release it. And all together, we'll bend through the knees, bring the knees to your chest, and rock side to side one more time, massaging out the lower back. Give yourself one huge hug, maybe lifting the nose up towards the knees for one last engaged posture. Give yourself a really tight hug, and then let the legs go out long and the hands go to the sides. Allow yourself to get comfortable here in our final resting pose, Savasana. If you have a blanket, feel free to place it over top of your body or underneath your head, anywhere that feels, or in any, feel free to place your blanket, if you have one, over top of your body, underneath your head, underneath your knees, whatever feels comfortable to you. Allow your body to relax for the next few moments. Stay here in Shavasana for as long as you would like. An option to pause the video here and to continue your stay. Otherwise, invite gentle movements to the fingers and toes, circles to the ankles and wrists. Bend through one knee and then the other, and slowly make your way onto one side. Rest here for just a moment, and then slowly lift up into a comfortable seated position. The eyes can remain heavy here. Inhale, arms reach high overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, lower thumbs to third eye center. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere find peace and happiness. And might my words, thoughts, and actions create a space of peace and happiness for others. Bow towards one another to close off the practice. And as you're ready, slowly lift up and blink open the eyes to take in the space around you. Thank you so much for joining for day 21 of our month-long Learn journey. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave a like, leave me a comment to let me know how this went for you. And if you're not already, please subscribe. We'll be coming out with new videos each and every day for the next few months. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow.